Hello, BookTube. I thought we'd do a little mail haul right now this morning, and then who knows what videos I may or may not inflict on you the remainder of the day. Uh, but we'll start with these. It's a small thing because I want to try and get a video under 15 minutes. That would be nice. So we'll just do the first one of the day, and the first item is science fiction from Tor, which is great. I don't get a lot of science fiction in the mail. I'm not that kind of channel. I wish. Well, I'm not that kind of a BookTube channel at all. I'm also not that kind of a reviewer. I read every bit of science fiction that comes my way, but I don't review a lot of it. But it's digressions like that that cause these videos to be so long. Let's just stick to the book, shall we? This one is called Willful Child, Wrath of Betty. And it's by Stephen Erickson, who wrote the Malazan Book of the Fall. So this is hardcore science fiction from an epic fantasy writer, and this comes out on November the 1st. Okay. Unusual. All right, let's see what the next one is. Started off with science fiction. Unusual. Let's see what else we can do. Oh, how interesting. Okay, this is called Wild Nights, How Taming Sleep Created Our Restless World by Benjamin Rice. This is from Basic Books, coming out in the spring. Coming out in March. What is this? Humans have slept since the dawn of our species, and yet the way humans sleep across history has changed dramatically, most disastrously in our own modern era. For the last 2 centuries, the industrialized West has reduced sleep to one narrow definition: hours of unbroken slumber in a private chamber, alone or with at most one additional partner. Amateurs. This artificial culture definition is now spreading around the world. We've gained so much from this sleeping revolution: privacy and security and independence. But along the way added a whole new host of problems: the explosion of sleep disorders, sleep anxieties, and lifestyle diseases connected to exhaustion and sleeplessness. The devastating rise in addiction to both sleeping pills and caffeine, the nightmarish nightly battles faced by parents enforcing artificial bedtimes for children. Our modern world may be founded on taming sleep, and yet our collective exhaustion reveals the extraordinary cost we've all paid. Doesn't that sound fascinating? Oh, that sounds fantastic. Okay, great. Well, this is a prime candidate for something that I will read first now in its galley form, and then again when it comes out in finished copy. Especially since I have a little bit of a dog in the race. Since if you were to consult the appropriate people at Mass General Hospital, you would learn that I am in a very small group of humans on Earth who have odd sleep habits, genuinely strange sleep habits. My sleep needs are a fraction of what yours are, and that is very rare in the world. Let's see what this one is, though. Yeah, but the thing that the rest of you do, where 9 o'clock rolls around and you're starting to feel the curtains come down at 11 o'clock, and you're dead tired mentally as well as physically, and by 1 in the morning you need to sleep for 8 or 9 hours of almost uninterrupted unconsciousness, sometimes not even broken by bathroom breaks. That's a horror story to me. That's that is a horror story to me. Those hours gone are just, I don't even want to think about it. But that's the kind of digression that makes these videos so long. Let's get back to the books. The next one is Table Manners, How to Behave in the Modern World and Why, by Jeremy Tower. I think we saw the advanced copy of this. This comes out next week, and it's just a slim manners book. I think I read it when it first came out. It has a surprisingly less to say about the modern world, about the post-internet world than you would think, which kind of undercuts its reason for existence, because Miss Manners, the writer known as Miss Manners, her big books are not only the definitive word on pre-internet etiquette, they're also beautifully written and hilarious. If you ever see one of them and you think, oh, well, who would read an etiquette guide for fun? If it's Miss Manners' Guide to Excruciating Behavior, Miss Manners' Guide to the Millennium, and you see it for cheap, get it. You will be endlessly entertained. She was a really, really good writer. And Jeremy Tower is, if memory serves, not exactly a really, really a great writer. But I'll read this again. I'm going to take 15 minutes to do so. And without digression, let's move on to the next book. Oh my God, time's a wasted. What is this? Arthur and Sherlock by Michael Sims, Conan Doyle, and the Creation of Holmes. Oh. As a young medical student, Arthur Conan Doyle studied in Edinburgh under the vigilant eye of a diagnostic genius, Dr. Joseph Bell. I highly recommend Murder Rooms if you can find it on DVD or VHS or online somewhere. It is a great dramatization of Doyle's studentship with Bell. Doyle often observed Bell identifying a patient's occupation, hometown, and ailments from the smallest details of dress, gait, and speech. Although Doyle was training to be a surgeon, he was meanwhile cultivating essential knowledge that would feed his literary dreams and help him develop the most iconic detective in fiction. Fantastic! Oh, boy. All right, that comes out in January, and it is intensely pitchable. And then last one, because I'm checking the clock constantly here, where I don't want to strain your patience. It's this big box from FedEx with the pull tab that does not ever work. So we tear open like a sleep-deprived baboon. What is in here that's so big? It must be an art book of some kind. Oh, it is. It's an art book. It was an artist that Steve likes or not? Oh! It's an artist that Steve loves. Not only aesthetically, but once upon a time. It's John Singer Sargent. Figures and Landscapes, 1914 to 1925. This is part of Yale's ongoing gigantic library of the complete artwork of John Singer Sargent. This is volume 9, and I have read and reviewed some of the earlier ones. Oh, this is fantastic. Figures and Landscapes. This is that's a crocodile on the cover, by the way. Those are crocodiles, and the reason that it looks a little strange, a little bit more impressionistic than the portraits for which Sargent is famous, is because he was experimenting constantly with his artwork. And the John Singer Sargent, collection books that you will typically see in a used bookstore are only the famous portraits. You don't ever see this stuff that is a lot of it's privately owned, and it's strange. A lot of it is strange and beautiful. So kudos to Yale for continuing to do this. That's great. And this comes out in January. That's fantastic. Okay, what a way to end on. That goes to the front of the list. I will read this tonight. And there you have it. We're under 10 minutes. There you go. All right, goodbye.